Victory Basketball is on the air, streaming live from the OSSAA 4A Basketball Playoffs. This is the Victory Live Streaming Network. Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Road to the State Playoff Games. My name is Al Cap, and my broadcast partner is Mike McNamer, but he's on assignment elsewhere, so I'll have a guest broadcaster, and together we'll bring you the exciting play-by-play analysis of tonight's basketball game. Victory brings a great regular season record into the playoffs and is currently sitting in the top 10 of the 4A rankings. But tonight, excitement's in the air. All of these games are on the road, and whichever team can overcome the traveling and playing on a different gym will have the advantage. We'll take a quick time out. You're listening to the Victory Live Streaming Network. Okay, well, I'm here with head girls basketball coach Ed Calhoun. And Coach, the regular season's over. The playoffs have begun. Victory's won their district game on Saturday night versus Blackwell in convincing fashion. But now the regionals start and the playoff games get a little more difficult. How do you think we're going to do here Thursday night?
Well, Al, I think we got a chance to do pretty well. Mount St. Mary's is going to be a step up from Blackwell. They've got a couple players on their team that are excellent scorers. They've got a young lady that would probably start for us and arguably maybe be one of our better players. That's very versatile. She can play inside and out. She has a very quick release from the perimeter. Very excellent athlete, about 5'9", 5'10", runs the floor well, finishes in a variety of fashions. We'll have a difficult time stopping her, so we'll have to make sure that we do that. And then they have another young lady who's an excellent three-point shooter and plays well around the basket. She's about 5'8". I would say that in the realm of the auxiliary players, I feel that we have an advantage. I think when we're talking about our third player through our eighth player, we are better than they are. But again, that's on paper. Got to play the game out. Okay, well, let's talk about our seniors. We're going to talk a little bit more about Loranda Thomas in just a second here, but let's talk about the other seniors that we've got. Michaela Crow, Casey Key, Alexis Wade, and Alicia Jones. Now, what do the seniors bring to the court when they're playing basketball for the Conquerors? Well, first of all, what a senior brings in their senior year that nobody else really has the ability to bring is a sense of urgency. They understand that this is their last go-around. So the effort that you get, the focus that you get is enhanced. And this is our first senior class. We haven't had a senior class since I've been here. We had 2 players my first year, but you know, it's your first year, so they're not really yours. We only had 1 player, Bailey Bergman, my second year, and 1 player, Warren McKenzie, last year. So now we've got 5 seniors, and that all of them have seen some realm of playing time since their freshman year. All of them have seen significant playing time since their sophomore year. So they're an extremely experienced group. They're a very mature group. You know, and we're talking auxiliary players. And when I say auxiliary player, you know, you have who's kind of viewed as your stars, your main scorers who get the most recognition. That would be Loranda and Casey. Then you have your dirty work players, your Alicia Jones, your Alexis Wade, your Michaela Crow. And they have to buy into those roles. These are 3 girls in Alicia, Alexis, and Michaela that have 100% bought into the roles. They know what their jobs are. They know they're to play incredibly difficult, hard defense. They're to set great screens on offense. They look for their scoring opportunities. But they understand that Loranda and Casey are our main scorers. But they are to complement them. And so they have the maturity to accept that role, lead in that role, and then that filters down to the younger girls to kind of see that. So I couldn't be more confident going into playoffs because I've got 5 seniors that all know, accept their role, buy into the role, and lead others in their example and in their encouragement to play their roles and play it as hard as they can.
Okay, well, let's talk a little bit about Loranda Thomas. I mean, as a 9th grader, when I saw her step on the court, I mean, I think the first time she touched the ball, she went in for a layup with that little finger roll she does. I mean, she was awesome. And now she's a senior. And, I mean, you talked about continuity just a minute ago, but tell us what she brings to this class and to your team.
Well, this is my 4th program to build, Al. And every program, when you build it from, which is basically crumbled, I'm kind of the opposite of the intelligent coaches. The intelligent coaches, they talent scout and say, okay, there's a lot of talent here. I'm going to go there when that job opening comes open. God somehow says, hey, you're going to go where it's terrible, and then you got to build from nothing. But you have to find a cornerstone, and that's our Christian faith. Jesus Christ is our cornerstone. But anything that you build on, if you want to create greatness where there's not greatness, you got to have a cornerstone. And without any shadow of a doubt, Lorraine has been our cornerstone from the very beginning. We put by far the majority of pressure upon her. She's a point guard, but she's, with the exception of her sophomore year when Bailey Bergman led us in scoring, Lorraine has always been our leading scorer. And so the pressure is on her, not just defensively, not just offensively, to lead us in assists, to be one of our leading rebounders, to generally always lead us in steals, and be our leading scorer. So there's a tremendous amount of pressure upon her, but she has this unbelievable disposition. Never had a kid like this before in my life. And so she truly is worth receiving the recognition of her position, because none of her teammates will ever be jealous of her, because she's also the most giving and caring and loving and servant-filled leader that you could ever be around. Every one of her teammates knows that she would give anything and everything that she has for her teammate. So she's earned the right to receive whatever recognition she receives, because she doesn't gloat in it. She wants to spread it out to her teammates. There has never been a practice, there has never been a game, while she hasn't always played fantastic, there's never been a time when she has not given her maximum effort. And in the leadership realm, so if you're going to have a cornerstone, yeah, you want to have talent. But if your cornerstone can also be the hardest worker, then you really got something special that you can build upon. And that's why we've been able to go from 4 wins the year before I got here to now we're 20-4 going into regionals. And it has been built on her. She has been the cornerstone of this program. And she's going to be sorely missed, but she's going to leave a legacy that's going to last a long, long, long time.
Well, Coach, we appreciate this interview, and blessings to you and the rest of your team as we go throughout the playoffs. I call this the road to state, because I hope that we make a deep run in state with the girls team. So thank you very much. Okay, well, I'm here with Victory Athletic Director and head boys basketball coach, Ryan Wakely. And Coach, the regular season's over. Now it's playoff time. That's just a whole different ball game, isn't it? Tell us a little bit about how you're preparing your team for the playoffs.
It's been a good year. Finished the regular season 19-4. Won our first playoff game last Saturday against Blackwell, and we're just trying to refine and just tighten everything up, I guess, this time of year. We've got most everything in that we want in, and just trying to get a little better at each of those things, so we're getting better each and every day.
Talk a little bit about your seniors and what they bring to the court. We've got 3 seniors, Chris Crawford, Jacoby Hicks, Emmanuel Adeshikon, and all 3 of them, you've been coaching them since they were little. Tell us what they bring to the court and how they stabilize your team.
First and foremost, they're all great young men, which provides great leadership for our team. Chris Crawford, going to ORU, outstanding player, our leading scorer, handles the ball a lot for us and is our go-to guy. And then Jacoby Hicks is generally going to guard the other team's best player. Does a great job for us. Just a great hustle player. Hits a big shot when you need him to, and just always seems to be in the right place at the right time. And Emmanuel Adeshikon comes off the bench for us. Just does an outstanding job. Comes in, provides some great athletic, energy out on the court, and just provides us with some great depth that just makes us a very quality team.
Seems like this year's team has a lot of depth as far as scoring, but also they play pretty good defense too. And so I'm kind of wondering, what's the difference between this team and last year's state playoff team? What's the difference there in the Conquerors this year?
I think we have the ability to score the basketball a little bit better. We shoot the ball better. We're able to spread the floor a little bit more, provide some more lanes offensively. And I think we're just as good or maybe a little bit better defensively than we were last year. And I will say this about this team this year. Every time we've had a game, they've stepped out there and been ready to play. They're ready to go every time there's a game. Every time we step out there at practice, they're generally giving great effort, which then in turn leads to great things out on the court during game days.
Okay, we'll get you out on this one. Tell us a little bit about what you say to your team, on the bus trip on the way down there to the very first game. And then as we make a run here, if we can make a run, tell us what you say to the team each game kind of as we go on into the state tournament to kind of get them ready to go.
We've kind of had a tradition that we sort of take some time before the game, minute to 2 minutes, where we just close our eyes and have a moment of, where all we're doing is thinking about the game. And then we talk through the steps that we have of what our ultimate goal is of winning the state championship. And we talk about, so this Thursday we'll be going against Mount St. Mary's. It's the second step on the 7 steps that we want to take towards winning a state championship. And if we want to reach that 7th step, we have to take care of business tonight and get them focused in and understand and focus on all the little things that we have to do throughout the game so that we can be successful and get that W at the end of it.
Okay, head basketball coach Ryan Wakely. Coach, sure appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, folks, we are broadcasting live from Edmond Memorial High School, home of the Bulldogs. This is the Victory Conquerors versus the Anadarko Warriors. And my name is Al Cap. My broadcast partner is Gabe Cap, and we are bringing you the exciting area finals right here. Both of these teams are undefeated in their district and regional, and now they are moving into the area finals. And so here goes. We are calling the starting lineup, so I'm going to go ahead and give you the starting lineup for the Victory Conquerors. Number 15, a 6-foot sophomore guard, Eli Freeman. And number 5, a 6'3" junior center, John Michael Terry. And number 24, a 6'2" junior guard, Keith Calhoun. Number 1, a 6'1" senior forward, Chris Crawford. And number 14, a 6'2" senior forward, Jacoby Hicks. Head coach for the Victory Conquerors, Ryan Wakely, and assistant coach Ted Davis, James Doctor, Dan Donahoe. And folks, we appreciate you listening here to us on the VCS live streaming at gmail.com. You can go ahead and email us that you're listening, and we will give you a shout out over the air. We've got a statistician waiting at the phone right there to see who's even emailing us, and we'll give you a shout out over this. So all you have to do is go to your email and type in VCS live streaming at gmail.com, and punch that in. Let us know how we're doing. Say things like you're doing a great job, Mr. Cap, stuff like that, and we'll give you a shout out over the air. You can also text me at 918-381-8521. 918-381-8521. You can text me, and I'll give you a shout out that way. Gabe, I tell you what, the Anadarko girls pulled one out in the fourth quarter. They just played a little better than the Conquerors.
Just made a couple more plays down the stretch in that fourth quarter. And, it's real interesting. You got Anadarko girls and Victory girls, and then Anadarko boys, Victory boys. We got a packed house. They brought everybody out here. There's a lot of Anadarko fans, a lot of Victory fans, too, and it's going to be an interesting game. Just looking at the matchup here, nobody really overly sized for Anadarko. Victory looks to be just a little bit bigger. It looks like I would think that Anadarko would be playing a lot like the girls with a high up-tempo offense.
Here's John Michael Terry, tips to Eli Freeman. And now Chris Crawford got the ball. And a quick little Gmail from Sandy Quant, who says she's listening now. Appreciate, Sandy, that you're listening. Here's a quick 3 by Keith Calhoun. Good!
Good offensive there, found an open shot and knocked it down.
Victory Conquerors in a man-to-man defense here. 3-0. The Conquerors on top. 7 minutes in and knocked out of bounds by the Conquerors on the baseline. Gabe, how do you like this defense for the Conquerors starting out?
Yeah, they're going to start out in just simple man. That's what Coach Lee likes to do, really just figure out what they can do. Victory looks a little bit bigger than what they're guarding, so I think they're going to try and force the pressure, try and get some steals, try and get out and keep this tempo up.
Now here are the Anadarko Warriors. They are bringing the ball at the top of the key, content to pass it around, looking for that gap. Now almost thrown away. Anadarko guard dribbling, passing the ball, passed up a three, now back over to the guard at the top. Back over, now off the heel, and going to be out for the Conquerors. Turnover.
Good defense there. They didn't go for any steals, didn't foul. Waited for Anadarko to turn it over.
3-0, Conquerors on top. 7 minutes and 9 seconds left to play in this first quarter. The Conqueror girls lost a heartbreaker to Anadarko by 3 points. Now inside is Eli Freeman. Now over to Chris Crawford. Here's Jacoby Hicks on a long three. No good. Rebound, John Michael Terry. He takes the ball up and good. Muscles the ball in. Wondered how come he didn't get the foul. The OU signee for the linebacker position. He's going to play one more year for the Conquerors, and then he's going to play football at OU. Now here is Anadarko with the ball. And now a baseline drive inside, up, and no good, but a foul on John Michael Terry, and I'm not so sure he needed to make that foul there.
Didn't need to make that foul. Really didn't need to come out so far into the corner. It wasn't really a threat to shoot. John Michael Terry took one step out, then got beat around, went up for the block, and got the foul. Really just need to give your guy a step right there.
And then he fouled him from behind.
Yeah.
And probably needed to do that. But the first free throw up and no good. Conquerors have a 5-0 lead. And here is the second free throw. 6:34 left to play. Second free throw up and good. 5-1. Conquerors have 4-point lead here early in the first quarter. Chris Crawford now quickly across the half-court line. And the Anadarko Warriors are not playing that man-to-man. A quick three by Chris Crawford off the heel of the rim. No good. Anadarko run on the floor. Back out to the top of the key. Now over to the left side. Back over to the right side. Looking to shoot a three. No, now he passes it back out to the left side. Looking to fill a gap. Where's the gap at? And it's man-to-man. If they can beat that initial defender, they can drive the hole. Now kind of a bad pass inside. And now back over. Here's a passes up the three. Now going into the hole. And
good defense here by Victory. They're being patient. They're just consistent to keep Anadarko on the outside.
And here's a quick shot by Anadarko. No good off the foot on the rebound. And the Victory Conquerors are going to get the ball. 5-1. The Conquerors on top. 5 minutes and 46 seconds left to play in this first quarter. Early in the first quarter, Jacoby Hicks on a sideline throw-in. Now over to Chris Crawford. And he's going to bring it up. And Gabe, I was going to tell you the contrast of the girls and the boys. The boys, Anadarko is not playing any kind of trapping defense. And the girls played it all game long.
Yeah, when you got Chris Crawford, I don't think you want to put that into a full court situation. You don't want to get him out and running into the goal. You can kind of see they're playing a man-to-man, but they're playing about 2 steps off of everybody. They just want to keep that ball outside. Look how they're sagging back. They don't want to get anything on the inside here.
Now out to John Michael Terry. Here's Eli Freeman in quickly to keep. Oh, good. Nice pass by Eli Freeman with the left hand. Keith Calhoun with the left hand, put it up and good.
Yeah, good offense there. Find the open man and make that.
And here is their best player. He takes the shot, and he got hit in the face. Looks like by John Michael Terry, but they're going to call the foul on the floor.
Going to call that on the floor. That foul was on Jacoby Hicks. His first personal.
Here is the baseline throw-in for Anadarko. Out to the top of the key. 5 minutes and 8 seconds left to play. Their best player, number 12. In warm-ups, folks, I was watching him, and he is quite a shooter. Now he dribbles inside the paint. Now back out to the top of the key. Now back over to the right side. Defender up and no good, and he travels with the ball. Took a little hop step there with the ball still in the air. That's a big no-no for a referee. It's easy call.
Again, that's good defense by Victor. They're just playing simple man-to-man. They're not letting Anadarko drive past them, and that's the first thing you want to do. You want to keep your man in front of you, and they haven't been able to get anything going.
Conquerors 7-1 now with the ball. 4 minutes and 46 seconds left to play. Here's Chris Crawford. Throws the ball out to Jacoby Hicks into Keith Calhoun. He dribbles. Throws the ball to Eli Freeman into Chris Crawford. Takes the ball in the hole. Good. Nice baseline drive by Chris Crawford. Nice inlet pass by Eli Freeman. And the Conquerors are all pumped up. Victory Conqueror fans are on their feet. 4 minutes and 30 seconds left to play, and what a contrast between the boys and the girls who had a 10-0 deficit but came back to take a 6-point lead. Now the Conquerors have a 9-1 lead here early in the first quarter.
Absolutely. Victory's been really good in being patient, trying to find those open teams. They found Keith Calhoun underneath. They found Chris Crawford underneath. Found John Michael Terry. And so they've been able to get the ball inside. That's what you want to do. You want them to start collapsing. That way they can kick out to open shooters. And then once you start driving double team, you can get open shots and get other people open.
All right, folks. The winner goes to state next week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, in a single elimination 8-man team tournament. And the Victory Conquerors looking to do just that, punch their ticket to state. Clock is running. Anadarko with the ball, down 9-1. Here's kind of a lazy pass over to the left side. Now back at the top of the key. And they are weaving the ball back and forth around the three-court lane, looking for that open gap. Tight man-to-man defense by the Conquerors. Looking to find that open gap. Can't find it yet. Dribble inside the paint, back out. Now at the top of the key. Each player, each guard taking that ball, trying to find that open little gap here. Now into the hole inside the paint. The shot, no good. Rebound, up and in. Same player that drove, caught it, back up and in. Nobody boxed him out. Jacoby Hicks, I thought, was going to get the rebound there, but no good. Here's Chris Crawford quickly across the half-court line, back over to Eli Freeman. He's going to take the ball at the top of the key, back over to Jacoby Hicks. Now to Chris Crawford. Now over to Eli Freeman. A long three. All nothing but net. Nice shot, Eli Freeman. 12-3. Conquerors up by 9.
And they got him. They swung the ball around. Got a real open shot. He knocked it down.
Chris Crawford, Eli Freeman feeling it here. Keith Calhoun in quickly with 4 points. And now a foul on Eli Freeman.
And that's good defense there by the Conquerors. They've had a couple fouls early, but nothing to be worried about here. They're really just doing a good job of keeping them out of the paint there and keeping everybody on the outside.
And now Eli Freeman knocks the ball out of bounds. That was a nice little play on the baseline throw-in here on the out of bounds play. Eli Freeman quickly knocked the ball out of the hands because he was going to have an easy shot. And now Anadarko throws the ball out to the top of the key. 3 minutes and 20 seconds left to play in this first quarter. Here's Anadarko with a shot inside the paint. No, takes it back out to the top of the key. Content to just pass the ball around. Tough man-to-man defense by the Conquerors. Here goes the Anadarko inside the paint, back out to the three-point line. He takes a long three, no good. Rebound Anadarko up inside, good.
Offensive rebounds have hurt Victory so far. 2 offensive rebounds led to 2 baskets.
12-5. Conquerors up by 7. Looking over to Jacoby Hicks, who's alone for a 3. Passes up. Back out to Eli Freeman. No good. And rebound Anadarko.
A little bit of a heat check there. He had just made one. Looked like he was ready to try and shoot one again.
Here's Anadarko with the ball. Back out to the top of the key. And now he drives inside the paint. Puts up a shot. Good. 12-7 now. Conquerors up by 5.
Yeah, that's Marquise Dobson, a senior, and he's a good player for Anadarko.
Here is Keith Calhoun now drives to the baseline, takes it back out. Now back over to Eli Freeman. Inside to Chris Crawford. Stolen and knocked away. I thought Chris maybe got fouled right there. Chris picks his pocket. Goes into the hole. Good. 14-7. Conquerors back up by 7 now. A nice pick play gave by the Conquerors.
Yeah, Chris Crawford got some help over top, got it stolen, so he came back, stole the ball, and had a layup.
Now here's Anadarko, a minute 53 left to play. Inside the paint, a nice tough shot. Rebound Keith Calhoun. He's going to run the floor. He's looking, he's got all kinds of numbers. It's a 1-on-4 break. Not good numbers there. Back over to Eli Freeman, who's going to run the baseline. Now out to Chris Crawford at the top of the key. He looks inside to John Michael Terry. John Michael Terry inside the ball, and they're going to call an offensive foul on John Michael Terry. I thought the guy hopped to the spot that John Michael Terry was going to.
Yeah.
I wasn't so sure he was.
I don't think the defender quite beat him, but that was an overmatched defender there. You got a big John Michael Terry, so it's a little easier for the ref to make that call there.
All right, a minute 34. It is a turnover on the Conquerors. A minute 33. A minute 31. In this first quarter, Conquerors 14-7, up by 7. They had a 9-point lead at one time, and now a 7-point lead. Here is Anadarko, content to just pass the ball around, look for that opening inside the little lane. Here's their best player. A long three is going to be good.
Going to have to stay close on him. He's really their only offense they've had so far.
All right, 14-10 now. I'm not sure if he's got all 10 of their points, but they have got that now. A long three by Chris Crawford. And the Conquerors are not going to get the rebound, and they foul the rebounder. And so now the Victory Conquerors, 57 seconds left to play.
And really, you don't want to do that there. You don't want to foul 70 feet away from the goal, and you've already got 5 team fouls in the first quarter here.
57 seconds left to play, 14-10. Conquerors had a 9-point lead. Now it's down to 4 with Anadarko with the ball with 55 seconds left to play. Slowly bringing the ball up, not quite across the half-court line. Now they are. Now they're giving it back over to their best player. He's clearing everybody out. He's going to run a little bit of clock here. Anadarko's done a great job of coming back in this game in this first quarter. The Conquerors, 14-10, 30 seconds left to play. Now kind of a lazy pass over to the right side. 23, 22, 20 seconds left to play. Here's Anadarko passing around their guard. Little trap by the Conquerors, and they call a timeout. Trap and called a timeout for the Victory Conquerors.
They made a crucial mistake there.
And the Victory girls basketball team has just come kind of right behind us here, as well as some of the managers and some of the other players and some of my students and stuff like that. It gives me just a little bit of claustrophobia. I'm going to step down a step here just to make sure we don't get in the way. And but I tell you what, the girls played really hard and did a great job. Sure proud of you girls. Stuff like that. You did a good job. Appreciate you guys. And we're going to get them on Monday. So, all right, here we go. 14 seconds left to play. A quick 30-second timeout by Anadarko. They're down 14-10, down by 4. 14-13 now. Let's see what kind of play they run up. They're looking for a last shot into their guard. Now they take it over here to the left side, back into the top of the key. Now inside, it's going to be a Conqueror ball tipped. I thought for sure that was tipped deep by.
Now tipped by Crawford out of bounds there. And 4 seconds left. What you don't want to do is give up an open three here.
And that's exactly inside the paint. It's going to be good. 14-12, 3-2-1, and it's over. First quarter over. Conquerors have a 2-point lead game, and I'll tell you what, that's not a bad score. Conquerors were up by 9, but they got lax on defense, and Anadarko caught back up.
Anadarko kind of settled down there, started to get into the offense. Victory had a couple of lapses, put up a couple of bad shots. But, that's just the first quarter. Everybody's kind of feeling each other out. Now they want to get into their rhythm. We really want to get Chris Crawford going to the hole here and see if we can get some easy baskets here in the second quarter. Really try to up this tempo.
The Conquerors have 5 team fouls. Anadarko has 0. 5 team fouls. Anadarko 0. So in a couple more fouls, they'll be shooting a 1-and-1. And folks, we appreciate you listening to us at vcslivestreaming@gmail.com. And if you'll just email me, vcslivestreaming@gmail.com. I'll give you a quick shout out over the air. We appreciate you doing that. We've got the statistician here going to tell us who is actually emailing us. We appreciate everybody doing that. I've actually told my students that if they'll email vcslivestreaming@gmail.com, if you'll actually email me, I'll give you a little bit of extra credit on the next history quiz. All right, so here we go. Here is Anadarko with the ball. Start of the second quarter. Now out to the top of the key. Down by 2 is Anadarko. Long 3 by Anadarko. Good. And they take a 1-point lead. Now backing down from the Conquerors into the ball game number 23, R.J. Wakely into the ball game. Looks like Jacoby Hicks might be coming back in. Another freshman on the court. Number 4, Caleb Calhoun, also in there. Back out to R.J. Wakely. 2 freshmen, 2 seniors, and a junior into the ball game. Keith Calhoun still there. Emmanuel Deshakan, first time he's in the game. Chris Crawford also in the game. He's got the ball. So here is Chris Crawford with the ball. Back over, and he's going to take a long 3. No good. Rims in and out. And no offensive boards for the Conquerors. And Anadarko is pretty good at taking a 1-point lead. And now we're going to get a running through the screen on the Conquerors.
That's 16 fouls there. Anadarko's done a good job of keeping Victory outside of the paint in this second quarter so far. Forcing Chris needs to get a drive to the basket, try to get something closer in.
Ryan Wakely is wondering how that can actually be a foul when he took a flop right there. Here's Anadarko, their best player, running the baseline. He's going to be up and no good. Rebound, Jacoby Hicks off quickly to Chris Crawford. He's going to take the ball. He's the first time in the paint, and he's going to get a foul. So the Victory Conquerors down by 1, 6 minutes and 45 seconds left to play, are going to shoot a couple of free throws. Chris Crawford, pretty good free throw shooter, at the line shooting too.
That's really what they need to do. They need to get Chris out into space. He's going to be able to draw. He can get to the line.
And first free throw, no good. Hit the front of the rim.
He's going to shoot a second one here. 6:45 to go. Victory down 14-15. Second free throw, perfect.
All right, tie game, 15-15 now. 6:45 left to go in the second quarter. 16 fouls for the Conquerors, 1 team foul for Anadarko. All right, here's Anadarko. Here's their guards out at the three-point line. Looking inside the gap. Man-to-man defense by the Conquerors. They like that man-to-man. They think their 5 match up better against the Anadarko 5. That's why they like to run that man defense. Now their best player into the drive, no good. And he gets the rebound, puts it back up, no good. Hit back in. And they're inside the paint. Nobody's boxing out. They got a 17-15 lead.
Yeah, 3 offensive rebounds all turned into buckets.
And now here's Chris Crawford with the ball, motioning Keith Calhoun to go to the left side of the court. Now over to Keith Calhoun on that side. R.J. Wakely also on the wing. Now back over to Jacoby Hicks. He looks to go inside to Chris Crawford. Now over to Keith Calhoun. A long 3, no good. And now back out to Chris Crawford. Keith Calhoun, another long 3, no good. And now here is the Conquerors. Looks like a foul on Jacoby Hicks. And we're going to be shooting a 1-on-1. So let's see how well Anadarko can shoot free throws, because the girl Anadarko players just hit lights out on the free throw line
there. This is trouble for Victory here. They've got free throws the rest of the way. That really hurts on their aggressiveness. But on the offensive end, they're settling for three-pointers right here when they need to be going to the basket.
All right, 5 minutes, 45 seconds left to play in the second quarter. Conquerors down by 2. First free throw up and no good. And rebound Keith Calhoun. Quickly off to Chris Crawford. He's looking to go inside the paint. Can't find that gap. Now he kicks it off to Jacoby Hicks. Now off to R.J. Wakely. He goes inside the paint. Now back out to Chris Crawford, who's got a long 3. Good. Drains the 3. Conquerors up by 1.
Good drive and dish there by Wakely to Crawford, and he knocks it down.
R.J. Wakely, freshman in the ball game. Keith Calhoun's a junior. Chris Crawford, Emmanuel Desicon, Jacoby Hicks, seniors. And that's the starting 5 right now in the ball game for the Conquerors. Here's their best player dribbling it around. Back out to the top of the key now. Back over here to the left side. Passing it back over to the right side. Now dribbles back out to the top of the key. Very patient offense by Anadarko. Nice job by the defense on the Conquerors, not letting them take any gaps right there. They are content to just do that. Here is over here to the left side. They are right in front of us, folks. We're about 2 rows up. Quick little shot in and good. And now the Anadarko Warriors are up by 1. Here's Chris Crawford. He takes the ball inside the paint. No good, but he's going to draw 2 fouls. And Gabe actually thought that was a pretty good block. Must have got Chris on the arm.
Yeah, got him a little bit on the arm, got him a little bit on the body. Another good drive, though, by Chris. And I don't have any problems with that. On defense, Victory, they just need to settle down. And they need to it's just mental lapses. You just let them go by and let them get by a layup. You just got to keep them in front of them. Then.
All right, here are the Conquerors now. Chris Crawford tied the game, 19-19 with that free throw. He's going to get one more. 4 minutes and 38 seconds left to play. Second free throw up and good. Drifted in good off the left side of the rim. Bounced in there a little bit. Here's the Ryan Wakely taking a timeout. I tell you what, Gabe, it didn't look like a real tight game at the very first part of the first quarter. Now midway of the second quarter, it is a barn burner. Conquerors up 20-19.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see what Coach Wakely does here. If he tries to change the defense a little bit, tries to do something a little bit different, or maybe just try to inspire the guys to play a little bit harder on defense. They're getting out rebounded. They're having little defensive lapses, letting people back cut, letting people get around them. They really just need to tighten that up. And you need to force, if you can force a couple steals, you can start going the other way.
The Victory Conquerors up by 1, 4:38. VCS live streaming at gmail.com. Go ahead and email us, and we will give you a shout out over there. If any of my students are listening, VCS live streaming at gmail.com, and I'll get you some extra credit on the next History Pop Quiz coming up next Friday. All right, here they go. 4 minutes 30, 4 minutes 29. Down by 1's Anadarko with the ball. Passing it over around their guards. They're on the top of the 3. They are tall and they are quick at guard. Now here's a long 3 by Anadarko. No good. But rebound. He stepped on the baseline. Finally, they got a call but another rebound by Anadarko.
Another rebound. You've got to commit as a team to everybody boxing out, everybody getting that rebound.
Actually, I thought it was a pretty good box out by Jacoby Hicks. It just went up the ball, careened kind of wide.
Yeah.
And so
sometimes there's nothing you can do there.
All right, here's Jacoby Hicks now. Throws the ball into Chris Crawford. Up by 1, 4-13, 4-12, 4-11. Second quarter, folks. Here is now to Keith Calhoun, who's had a pretty good first half so far. Over to Ryan Wakely. He looks to drive in. Now back over to Chris Crawford. He looks like he might take a long NBA three. Now here's Eli Freeman over to R.J. Wakely. R.J. Wakely on the right wing. Back over to Keith Calhoun. Now over to Eli Freeman. NBA three. Not going to take that shot. He keeps holding on to it. 3 minutes 46. 3:45. Clock is running. Conqueror's pretty patient on offense, but really not running much of an offense. Now it's stolen by Anadarko up and no good. Missed the layup. Now here's Keith Calhoun running the floor. Looking off to R.J. Wakely, who takes the ball inside the paint. Up and good. Nice play by R.J. Wakely. Takes the ball. Fakes the three. Us defenders up in the air, and he takes the ball inside the paint. Scores 22-19. Up by 3 now are the Conquerors. Still playing that tight man-to-man defense. Trying to keep Anadarko from shooting threes. And now here is Anadarko back out to the top of the key. Inside the paint. Basket up and good. They're pretty good at running inside that paint gate. And outside the paint, they just put up a little floater. Now here's Chris Crawford throwing it in. And that's going to be an offensive foul. And I'm not so sure that's what Ryan Wakely wanted, with Chris Crawford on a double team right there instead of kicking it back out.
He tried to make something happen there, but he didn't have any numbers. Defense was already set up. Coach Wakely doesn't like to call, but at the same time, that's putting a referee in a spot that you don't want him to have to make that call because it might not go your way.
I rarely call, in my refereeing, I rarely call the person trying to dribble through a double team. I rarely call it in their favor.
Right.
2 minutes 38. Anadarko just content to pass the ball back around.
They're running that motion offense, and they're staying content until they can find something.
And now here is Anadarko with an offensive foul. I'll tell you what, Eli Freeman took the charge and hit the deck hard. Nice job by Eli Freeman. I actually thought it was a great play. I really wasn't watching the block foul. Conquerors up by 1, get a turnover.
Yeah, good defense there, and that's something that's hard to do. As soon as you
Here's Chris Crawford now, 2 minutes 21 seconds left to play. Got the ball, and we're going to try and work a little offense here over to Keith Calhoun. Setting screens back and forth as he throws inside to Eli Freeman. No good. Missed it right there. Jacoby Hicks had the rebound, but taken away by Anadarko. Now quickly up the court, 2:06, 2:05. Here comes Anadarko now with the ball. And they shoot a long three, and that's no good. Rebound, Chris Crawford. Inside to Jacoby Hicks. Good! Chris Crawford there thought better of going into that double team. This time handed it off to Jacoby Hicks, who's just outside the paint. He takes a little reverse layup, puts it up and good. Now a minute 39, 38. Conquerors up by 3, 24-21. Here's Anadarko with the ball at the top of the key. Now back over to the left wing. Dribble back out to the top of the key. Dribble over to the right wing. Their best player, that number 12, is not in the game, and they've got to travel by Anadarko there. Coach is wondering. And now here comes in their best player, Gabe. His name is number 12, Marquise Dobson. I'm just going to call him Dobson. He is a good player.
Good player.
Got most of their points so far. On the sideline throw in, R.J. Wakely throws it to Chris Crawford, a minute 21.
Want to give a quick shout-out to Greg Hood, listening from Perth, Texas.
All right.
Texas, and said he's listening in, so thanks for listening in.
All right. Thanks, Greg, for doing that. A minute 10 left to go. Clock is running. Conquerors with the ball, up by 3. And now we've got an inside offensive foul on. I think Jacoby Hicks was trying to set a pick. He put the elbow to the guy, and I think we got a foul there, and that's what's going to be on. His second personal.
You usually don't see that, but what I've seen is Anadarko, every time there's been a pick coming, they're kind of not flopping, but they're definitely demonstrating that victory is setting a harder screen, and they're wanting it. And I think that's what the referee saw there.
Winners go to the state tournament next week, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday on a 8-team single elimination. And now Anadarko is going to throw the ball away, and a bad throw in. Anadarko coach is wondering why they're doing it. Just dribble the ball back out. 54 seconds left to play. Conquerors up by 3, turning the ball over. or fouling, not really playing very well on offense in the second quarter. Played pretty good offense in the first quarter, and now the Conquerors have to figure out a way to put Anadarko away here. Let's see if we can get it one shot here at the end of the second quarter, 50-49-48. Here's Keith Calhoun with the ball. Now over to Chris Crawford. He takes a long NBA three, no good, and now dribbled out of bounds by, and the Conquerors are going to get it. Here's Anadarko on the run. They get the ball inside the paint, and all could have been a travel. Now back out to the three-point line. 31 seconds left to play, and they are content just to kind of dribble it back around over to the left wing. 26, 25.
Looks like they meant hold for the last shot here.
Here is Anadarko with the ball. The winner goes to the state tournament next weekend. The Anadarko girls already beat the Victory girls by 3 points in the earlier game. And now we've got, what was that, a travel?
Second travel. They forced a double team. He tried to step through and got that travel. 9 seconds to go.
Conquerors with the ball. 9 seconds left to play.
Let's see if they can get Chris Crawford. In the girls' game, we saw the point guard go in 4 seconds. We've got 9 seconds. Let's see what Chris can do here.
All right, Chris Crawford. They are playing a zone defense. Here is R.J. Wakely with a long three. Good! Wow, R.J. Wakely with a long three to close out the second half. Conquerors take a 27-21 lead. And I tell you what, Gabe, the Conquerors needed that.
Yeah, they really did. They've kind of slowed down the game, haven't really had many shots going, keeping it low scoring. They really needed that to get some momentum going into the locker room.
And they got a little bit of distance now between the Anadarko Warriors. And, folks, we're going to take a little bit of a timeout. We've got about 9 minutes here to go before we'll call back, and we sure appreciate everybody listening to us at bcslivestreaming@gmail.com. Go ahead and play that halftime, folks. We'll be back. You're listening to the Victory Live Streaming Network. All right, folks, we are broadcasting live from Edmond Memorial High School, home of the Bulldogs. And, folks, I have here on the headset Miranda Thomas. She is the starting point guard for the Victory Conqueror girls. And the Conquerors have just lost a heartbreaker in the area finals. Miranda, we sure appreciate you doing and all the work you did for the Victory Conquerors. What do the Conquerors have to do now to catch back up?
We got to just go out and play Newcastle on Monday, and we just got to give it our best, play like we did tonight, and then we got that game.
Now, I tell you what, the Conqueror girls just had a couple of turnovers in the fourth quarter, and Anadarko played just a little bit better, but they hit all their free throws. And I tell you what, the Conquerors, I thought for sure someone was going to hit a three out here because we were down by 3 with that, and it just wasn't to go. So Monday here is going to be the next game, and so how do you think the Conquerors will do?
I think we're going to do really well. We're fired up. We're ready to go. God's on our side, and we're ready to go to state.
All right, so that's going to be that, the road to state. We sure appreciate that. Thank you, Loranda, for doing that. Conquerors now. Here's the boys with the alternating possession. Get that right there. Sure appreciate Loranda giving us a little halftime interview here. And now here is Jacoby Hicks. He's got the ball over to Keith Calhoun. The boys are right in front of us. A long three by Eli, no good. And a running rebound by Anadarko. And they get the ball quickly across the half-court line. 7 minutes, 39 seconds left to play. Early in the third quarter, Conquerors up by 6. Here is Anadarko driving inside the paint. Now inside the hole, up and good.
They got good penetration there, drew a double team, and found an easy layup. You got to make it tougher on him.
Here's Chris Crawford into John Michael Terry, who gets the ball blocked. Rebound, Anadarko. John Michael Terry fumbled the ball there just a little bit and couldn't quite get it up and in. So here it is, 7:09. Tight ball game. Here is Anadarko now driving the ball inside the paint. Over to and a quick three. Quick bucket and a quick three. That 7-point lead now down to 1.
Not the start you want here, but they've got to regroup.
Chris Crawford, long three. No good. Rebound, Anadarko.
Can't settle for those long threes early in your offense. You want to make the defense at least work and try to get that, get a better shot.
6 minutes, 40 seconds left to play. Conquerors had a 6-point lead. Now Anadarko, here's their best player, dribbling the ball inside the paint. He's going to take the ball. Now it's going to be a jump ball. And Jacoby Hicks, he put the ball in Jacoby's chest, and Jacoby wrestled it away, saying, not on my watch.
He just got it up a little too high. Jacoby grabbed that, and he was not going to let go. Good defense there.
Jump ball out to Anadarko. Conquerors have yet to score in this second half, or pardon me, in this third quarter. And here is Anadarko running their offense. Guards weaving back and forth on the baseline. Guards passing it back and forth out top of the three-point line, looking for that inside hole there somewhere, maybe to get a backdoor play or something like that. Here's their best player inside the paint, takes a shot, up, no good. Rebound, Jacoby Hicks. He brings the ball up. Over to Keith Calhoun. Keith Calhoun on the left wing. Chris Crawford at the top of the key. He's going to take the ball, kick the ball out to Jacoby Hicks over to, and knocked out of bounds by Anadarko. And kind of a bad pass by Jacoby Hicks, looking to hit Keith Calhoun over there on the baseline, and it wasn't there. Eli Freeman made that throw. So now here's Keith Calhoun going to throw the ball in. 5 minutes, 52 seconds left to play in this third quarter. No team fouls for either team. Here's Keith Calhoun. Takes the ball on the baseline throw in. Now drives inside the paint. Kicks it back out to Jacoby Hicks. Jacoby looking to get the ball inside of John Michael Terry. Now to Chris Crawford. Here's John Michael Terry with the ball inside. No good. I thought they were going to call it travel right there.
Shuffled his feet a little bit, but he's also getting pushed a little bit. So it looked like that kind of offset. And John Michael Terry doing a good job of gathering, going up strong, and got that foul. I don't think anybody's going to block a shot with that wide frame that he's got.
First free throw up and rattles back out. I mean, it rattled 3 or 4 times inside the rim right there. I thought it was going to rattle in, but no, it rattled out. 27-26, Conquerors up by 1. Here's the second free throw, good. Nice shot, John Michael Terry on the charity stripe. All right, here we go. Conquerors up by 2 in a tight ball game with the Anadarko Warriors. Anadarko taking the ball inside the paint. Now kicks it back out to the left wing. He drives inside the hole, and we're going to get a foul on. Looks like Chris Crawford.
Don't like that foul there. Dobson's driving. He's kind of out of control. He even kicked it out, and they refs bailed him out with a foul there.
All right, that is going to be the second foul on Chris Crawford, I think. Did you hear, Gabe? Was that?
I heard third, but I don't know if they called it on Jacoby Hicks or if they called it on Chris Crawford there.
Jacoby takes a seat into the ball game. R.J. Wakely, freshman basketball player. Now here's Anadarko out to the right wing. Now dribble out to the three-point line. Looks at a three. Keith Calhoun quickly has defense right there. Now back out to the left wing. And they look to drive inside the paint. Keith Calhoun knocks it away. Nice play by him. Quickly off to Chris Crawford. He's going to take it to the hole. No good. And Anadarko looks like they stepped on the baseline, but no call.
Chris was looking for a foul there. Needs to go up strong.
Now here is the three-point shooter on the right side. Dribbles inside the paint and shoots and scores. And now high ball game, 28-28. And in kind of a barn burner here is Eli Freeman on a short three, no good. And now he takes the ball over. R.J. Wakely up and good. Rebounded by Anadarko there, but then taken away by Eli Freeman over to R.J. Wakely. He puts the ball up. Conquerors have a 2-point lead.
They made a big mistake in trying to dribble it right when they got it down, and they dribbled it right into Keith Calhoun, who knocked it away. Wakely picked it up and finished it.
All right, so now on a baseline throw-in is Anadarko. Down by 2, Conquerors with 4 minutes and 15 seconds left to play, want to try to play some good defense and try to extend this lead. Here's Anadarko on the right wing. Back out to the top of the key. Their guards are just more than content to do that. Dobson now gives it up to another guard. He drives inside the paint, kicks it back out. A long three, no good. Rebound Keith Calhoun. Now here's Chris Crawford with the ball quickly across the half-court line. Back over to R.J. Wakely. Weaves the ball back to the front of the court line. Back over to Keith Calhoun. Drives the ball inside the paint. Takes the ball up and good. Rattles that one home. Nice play.
Keith is real good at driving to the right, but then pulling up and shooting with the left. Interesting drive and move there. A little unorthodox.
Nice play. Here's another shot by Anadarko. No good. Rebound. Chris Crawford.
Good box out there by Freeman. He boxed him all the way back out, and the ball hit the floor.
Here's Keith Calhoun in and good. Last 2 shots. He's driven inside the paint. A spin move on that one, Gabe, and that looked like a nice play by Keith Calhoun.
He's getting a little rhythm going. You see his confidence is building. Let's hope he can keep building on that.
When Chris Crawford, he's being double-teamed, And we need to look for another player that can kind of step up here. That was kind of the problem in last year's state tournament run. Elk City actually did that. They double-teamed Chris Crawford, and Keith Calhoun with other players couldn't step up and challenge. And now Anadarko hits a three and closes back within three. The Conquerors had a 6-point lead, 34-31. Here's Chris Crawford on the drive. Chris Crawford on the drive quickly there, and now back up to a 5-point lead. 36-31, 2 minutes, 32 seconds left to play. Conquerors up by 5. Caleb Calhoun looks to come in off the bench here. Here's a drive inside the paint. Up and good. And I tell you what, Gabe, I can tell.
Going back and forth.
They are undefeated in regional play right here, as well as the Conquerors are. And it's going to be an offensive foul, a holding by John Michael Terry, and try to get a clear out right there. But I didn't see I thought maybe a hold out, but it wasn't the wrapper.
You know what I saw? The ref said he held his elbow. But what the ref didn't see was that the offensive play, the defender had his elbow and pulled him because they were trying to front there. That's Michael Terry's third foul there, and
he's out of the ball game, as well as Eli Freeman. Into the ball game, Caleb Calhoun and Emmanuel Adeshikon. Little zone defense now by the Conquerors. No more man-to-man. Here's that zone. Conquerors play a really good zone defense as well as man-to-man defense, so really Coach Wakely has a lot of options there. Here is Anadarko passing the ball around the top of the key. Now over to the right wing. Guarded by Keith Calhoun. Back over to the right wing at the baseline. Now back up to the top of the key. And now here's a drive inside the paint. And a foul on the floor. They're going to wave it off. A foul on the floor by R.J. Wakely, I think.
Yeah, he reached in. It was actually kind of a good foul, though, because it's not a shooting foul. And the guy was right underneath for a basket.
A minute 41 left in the third quarter. The Conquerors have a 3-point lead, a tenuous 3-point lead, because Anadarko is all that's been measured up right here. They had a good scouting report and talked about some of their better players, and they are good at driving inside those gaps, dishing back out, and hitting a layup or hitting a three. And now they're driving inside the layup, dish it off for a backdoor play, no good. Rebound Eli Freeman, and now quickly off to Chris Crawford, up and good, no good, and we're going to foul. Needed that and one right there. 36-33, Conquerors up by 3. Chris Crawford going to the line, shooting 2.
Yeah, good block there by Adeshikon. Then he outletted. Chris had one-on-one, got the foul, couldn't quite finish, just rolled out, but he's going to get 2 free throws.
A minute 18 left to play in the third quarter. Conquerors up by 3. Chris Crawford, first free throw up and good. Puts a lot of arc on that. I like that when they do that. The the more arc that comes in, the better the trigonometry going through the hole there.
Absolutely. You got more momentum, so that ball goes right through the goal.
All right, so here we go. Here is Anadarko. Conquerors up by 5. 38-33, a minute 15 left to play. The winner goes to state. The loser plays on Monday. The Victory girls are going to be playing on Monday. Let's see if the Victory boys can punch their ticket for a Thursday matchup at state. Here's Anadarko on the right wing. Passing back over to the top of the key. Looks at the three, takes not inside over there and back over to the top of the key now. Probably a pretty good decision not to go inside the paint there against Emmanuel Adeshikon.
And you're seeing a little strategy here by the coach. They're going to hold for one shot again, just very similar to what Woodward's doing. They're trying to keep this game low scoring. They're trying to get to the fourth quarter. Even though they're down 5 here, they still want to make this game as short as possible and keep that score as close as possible. You don't want Victory to get out. And they're just content to hold the ball.
Anadarko in a four-quarter offense, 24, 23, 22. Nobody doing anything. He is just holding the ball. Here comes Keith Calhoun now out. Pass it back over to their better player. Dobson's got the ball. 12 seconds. 11 seconds. Dobson's got the ball again. Now he takes the ball, and now we're going to drive inside the paint. Kick it back out to Dobson. He's going to take the ball, shoot the long three. Good. Wow.
Couldn't go any better for Anadarko. Down 5. You run 50 seconds off the clock, and then you get a long three right at the buzzer.
And it was challenged, too. The three was challenged by Keith Calhoun.
Absolutely.
But he nails it. And what a player Dobson is. The Conquerors are going to have their hands full here in this fourth quarter. Got to start out strong, playing some pretty tight defense. Now, I don't know. Do we have any Conquerors that are in foul trouble, Gabe? Do you know?
They got a little bit with John Michael Terry, but really, everybody can play loose. This is a fourth quarter area finals. The winner goes to state. The loser's got to play one more in a consolation. This could go either way. This is really exciting and really going to come down to the wire here. It's really all about this fourth quarter.
I think the whole town of Anadarko is here.
There are
a lot of people dressed in purple. Their side is completely full, and the first couple of rows of Victory side is full of Anadarko people who came here early, got a seat, and our Victory fans are sitting over there in the rows behind us, and we're sitting here with our player section, and we're going to use the broadcast right here as we're having here going into the fourth quarter. Here are the Victory Conquerors. Folks, you can email us at vcslivestreaming@gmail.com. Let us know that you're listening. Let us know you're cheering on for the Conquerors. We'll give you a shout-out over the air. My name is Al Cap. My broadcast partner here is Gabe Cap, and our statistician is Jennifer Cap, and she is actually checking that phone. So email us here, vcslivestreaming@gmail.com. Here's Chris Crawford now on the possession arrow throw-in at the start of the fourth quarter over to Emmanuel Descon, over to freshman R.J. Wakely, back over to senior Chris Crawford. Another freshman in the ball game. Caleb Calhoun back over to R.J. Wakely. Keith Calhoun Jr. in the ball game. Emmanuel Descon also in the ball game. Okay, here's Chris Crawford. He looks at a three on the right side of the wing right there, directing Eli Freeman, or rather R.J. Wakely. Can't quite get it there. Dribbles back out to the top of the key. Patient offense by the Conquerors here. Up by 2, 38-36. Back over to Keith Calhoun, top of the key. Back over to R.J. Wakely. He looks to drive inside the paint. Back over to Keith Calhoun, over to Chris Crawford. He does drive inside the paint, up and good. A nice play by Chris Crawford, 40-36 now. 7 minutes left to play.
Good motion offense. They just kept going side to side until Chris got a lane, got into the layup, and that's what you want.
Up by 4. The Conquerors tenuous up by 4. The Anadarko Warriors hit a 3 to close out the third quarter. Brought them to within 2, and now here is Dobson, who drives inside the paint. Tapped out of bounds by Emmanuel Descon, and they're going to get a baseline throw in. 6:40 left to play. Conquerors up by 4. Fourth quarter. Winner goes to state on Thursday. Loser plays Monday here at Edmond Memorial. Now Dobson with a long 3. Good. Man, you can't leave him open on a screen set by R.J. Wakely.
R.J. Wakely got screened. Whoever's setting that screen has to switch and has to hedge out there so he's not so open.
Here's Chris Crawford with a 3, and he drinks it. Nice play. Chris Crawford up by 4. Ryan Wakely takes a timeout and gave. Tell us a little bit about how they set that screen and knocked R.J. Wakely down.
So they ran Dobson across the bottom of the baseline there, and R.J. Wakely's trying to keep up, but he can't. He even ran through that guy setting the screen. But the Victory player whose man is setting that screen needs to hedge out and step out and deny that, even if it's only for a second until RJ can get around. That's what Coach Wakely's talking to him about right now. They need to switch those screens. There's not really a big mismatch if you switch a screen. I bet they start switching everything to keep people from getting open shots like that. Those threes are the only thing that's keeping Anadarko in it. They don't have much inside presence. It's their drives and their three-point shots right now.
I'll tell you what, folks, this is a long 30-second timeout. I'll tell you what, we have got all kinds of people here in this gym. 2 referees, lots of security, and 6 minutes and 19 seconds left to play. Anadarko with the ball down by 4. Let's see if the Conquerors can hang on. 6 minutes and 12 seconds left to play. Here's Anadarko driving inside the paint. Dishes back out to the baseline. Now inside the paint, Dobson. He gets the ball up and good. Nice play by Dobson. Seems like Gabe, he can score at will.
Yeah, and it looks like what happened. Descon was on him, and they had a little mismatch. I don't know if Descon is supposed to be guarding him or if that might have been on a switch, and they had a mismatch there.
And now here's a turnover by Chris Crawford. Dobson's got the ball, and it's going to be almost stolen by Chris Crawford. And now here's a inside the paint and up and no good rebound, R.J. Wakely. Dishes the ball out to Caleb Calhoun. Takes the ball inside the paint. Dribbles back out to Chris Crawford, and Caleb Calhoun charged and knocked over an Anadarko player. Instead of laying up on that, Caleb Calhoun put his shoulder into him, and that's an offensive foul. I kind of saw that one, Gabe, and it looked like a good call there.
Yeah, it's a good call, but at the same time, it's way underneath the goal, and I don't know if that should have been called right there or should have been a no call.
All right, here goes the Conquerors up by 2. 5 minutes, 22 seconds left to play. Dobson's got the ball, drives inside the paint, fakes the throw, in and good.
He's got it rolling right now. Big crossover on a deck time. Then fakes the pass and finish that layup.
Chris Crawford on a long three. No good. Rebound. Anadarko. High game. 43-43. Here's Anadarko inside. Running the floor. Good. Wow. Chris Crawford now with the ball. Down by 2. Conquerors are kind of on the ropes here. 4 minutes, 54 seconds left to play. And we're going to get a foul on Chris Crawford.
Chris needs to make sure he's not settling for that three-pointer and that he's driving to the basket. Everything he's gotten has been to the basket so far. He's hit a couple of shots. You don't want to take that shot unless you're wide open.
You can get a Calhoun on the baseline throwing to Jacoby Hicks. He looks to dribble the ball to Caleb Calhoun. Now back off to R.J. Wakely on the left side. Here's R.J. with the ball, dribbling back out to the top of the key. Who can he throw to? He's looking in and out. Chris Crawford pointing his finger. Back out to Jacoby Hicks. Jacoby Hicks, there's really no inside game here, folks. Now R.J. Wakely inside. Takes the ball to the hole. No good. Rebound off Jacoby Hicks. Anadarko knocked that out of his hand.
And trying to get Crawford in the post to see if he can do something from there because they don't really have much other inside. R.J. Wakely with a little good drive. Missed a shot and got knocked out of bounds. Victory ball.
R.J. Wakely on a baseline throw-in now. And here is Jacoby Hicks. He's going to get the ball and a baseline throw-in now all the way down the other side. Nice job by Jacoby Hicks screening off the defender running after the ball. And we're going to get a baseline throw-in all the way down to the other end. Down by 2 are the Conquerors, 45-43. 4 minutes and 22 seconds left to play. Conquerors got to get their offense in gear. Here's now Keith Calhoun.
Anadarko's got one of their defenders just shadowing Chris Crawford. They want to do anything that they can to get that ball out of his hands.
All right, here go the Conquerors. Chris trying to get the ball. He's got the ball, drives inside the paint. Now turnover. Stolen by Anadarko. Chris kind of sucking a little bit of air here. Late getting back on defense. Down by 2 are the Conquerors, and now Anadarko looking to just run a little bit of offense at the top of the key.
And they look like they're ready for this. They're running some four-corner weave way outside. They're going to try and run as much time off until Victory comes up and tries to do something.
Victory's got a really nice trapping defense. Here's Dobson inside the hole, and he's going to get a foul on Jacoby Hicks. Jacoby had all ball, it seemed like.
What that weave does, Victory kind of gets a little complacent there because they're weaving so far away. And then right at the right time when Dobson gets that, he decides that's the time to go. Got him on the heels, drew the foul. Now he's going to shoot 2.
Dobson at the line with the 2-point lead. 3 minutes and 40 seconds left to play. Here are the Conquerors. First free throw up and good. I don't think Dobson has missed a shot in the second half, Gabe.
Yeah, he's playing really good right now. Victory hasn't had an answer for him yet.
46-43, down by 3. Second free throw. Up and no good. Rebound, R.J. Wakely. Off to Chris Crawford. Looking to run the floor a little bit. Now drives inside the paint. Up and good. Nice weave inside there. Cuts that lead to 1.
Great finish there by Crawford. That's where really he's at his best. When he's going fast, he can get into the lane and he can finish.
And Anadarko spreading that floor. Here go the Conquerors. They have got some quick guards, tall players that can drive inside the paint, and they are actually pretty good. It could just be another turnover. Here is Anadarko, and they're going to call timeout. They had the ball on the floor, but the Conquerors couldn't quite get a hand on it to tie it up. With 3 minutes and 8 seconds left to play, Conquerors down by 1. Need to get the ball back, and they're going to feel free to go ahead and run that weave as much as they can to keep the Conquerors from having the ball.
They're going to run that weave, but you might be interested. I'll be interested to see when the coach tells them to break out of that and try to go get a basket. You want to run that weave, but you still want to set it up to where your best players get the ball with a little momentum to try and drive the lane.
Conquerors down by 1, folks. We are standing and are on pins and needles right here. We need to see if the Conquerors can pull this one out. They got to get the ball on a steal, and I wouldn't be surprised if they go to that trapping defense, Gabe. They got to try to do that.
They've got to up that pressure. I haven't seen Victory do a lot of trapping as so much as just tight man-to-man and try it. As soon as somebody picks up the ball, that's when you can see a double team.
All right, folks, here is the Conquerors now out of a full timeout. Conquerors down by 1. Let's see what the Conquerors can do here. 45-46, Anadarko up by 1. They get the ball on a sideline throw-in. Up to the half-court line. Chris Crawford going to put a little bit of pressure here. Going to have to D up 3:04, 3:02. Chris Crawford looking to try to steal the ball. Here is now pass out to the top of the key. Now a dribble. A little trapping right here, trying to figure it out. And another timeout.
No, they called a foul there on Calhoun.
That's going to be 16 fouls on the Conquerors.
Not a terrible foul there. No shooting. And it gives another team foul in case Victory would have to foul down the stretch.
Sideline thrown again right in front of the Anadarko bench. 2 minutes, 53 seconds left to play. Here is the guard. He goes inside the paint. Quickly off, up and good. 3-point lead now. 2 minutes, 47 seconds left to play. Conquerors on the ropes here. They've got to try to get this shot off and see what they can do. 2 minutes, 39 seconds left to play. Chris Crawford with the ball. Switch by Jacoby Hicks over to Keith Calhoun. He drives inside the paint. The shot up. No good. Rebound. Conquerors. Eli Freeman got it. And he's going to call a foul on Eli Freeman. Up by 3 is Anadarko.
That's going to be a 1-and-1 for Anadarko. Coach Wakely doesn't like that at all.
I thought Dobson was going to try and get the ball there. He'd be shooting, but now they're going to put another guard at the line. He's going to be shooting a 1-and-1. Down by 3 are the Conquerors. Folks, if you're praying here with us, go ahead and say some prayers because we're going to need something here. The girls got beat by 3. Conquerors are down by 3. And now a miss on the free throw. Here's a quick rebound by Chris Crawford.
So no harm, no foul there. Coach Wakely really wants a foul.
Here's Chris Crawford with a long 3. Good! Ties the game at 48. 2 minutes, 17 seconds left to play. Ryan Wakely calls a 3. And that's what the Conquerors needed to get back in this.
Coach Wakely is really upset with the referees at this point right now. Had to take a timeout. Now he's getting everybody set back up here.
It's going to be a full timeout. Both referees are huddled at the free throw line of the Victory Conqueror basket.
And I think Coach Wakely's upset because he was trying to sub on that first end of the 1-and-1, and they didn't give it to him. So now it's a different ball game right now. It's tied up. But I wouldn't think Anadarko's going to do anything different. They're going to try and run that weave, run a minute off this clock, and go get a foul, go get a layup, let Dobson do something here. Wakely's got to set something up to try to get a steal, you don't want Dobson to shoot the last second with 5 seconds left to go. Yeah.
He is so good going to the hole, so good at shooting a 3.
You want to try to get the ball.
Take an early shot.
You want to try to get the ball out of those best players' hands. Their point guard number 2, Dobson number 12, their other guard number 3. If they can get it out of their hands, then that's when you can attack. Once that ball goes out, then you need to be in total deny defense. Try to get a steal.
And they are going to put full court pressure. R.J. Wakely on the baseline throw-in, as well as Chris Crawford. Here it is, folks. 2 minutes 14, 2:13. High ball game.
Here comes the trap.
There's a trap right there. Long throw, quickly out to the baseline. And instead of taking a 3, he throws it back out to the guard. That's what they're going to do. They're going to run a little bit of offense. 2 minutes left to play now. High game, 48-48. Winner goes to state. Loser plays on Monday. Now the ball is kicked out of bounds by the Conquerors, and they're going to get the ball.
And that's what you want to do there. He tried to dribble through 2 people, kicked it off his foot out of bounds. Good defense there. Got that stop that they need.
Here's full court pressure by the Anadarko Warriors. Quickly off to Eli Freeman. Takes a long 3. It's so good. Now Eli Freeman gets the ball. Here's R.J. Wakely with the ball. Back out to Keith Calhoun. Over to Chris Crawford. And a foul. Going to be just the 4th team foul on number 3.
Eli Freeman had a good look at that. He's a good shooter.
It was going in.
It looked like it was going in right in front of us here. But he did a good job of following that shot, getting the ball back, and keeping that possession for victory, which is really important.
I thought they were going to call a foul on Eli Freeman, getting that back again. 14 fouls on Anadarko, so they've got a little bit of time right there. I'm surprised Chris is being so nonchalant with the ball right here. Here's Eli Freeman, a minute 30, a minute 29. Clock is running. Tie game. Eli Freeman back out to the top of the key now.
If you can get Chris Crawford one-on-one, you got to like his chances going to the basket.
Here's R.J. Wakely. At about the free throw line, he dribbles the ball. Back out to Eli Freeman. He takes the ball. Back over to R.J. Wakely. Back out to Chris Crawford. 1:09 left to play now. Chris Crawford looking to drive the lane. And an offensive foul, and they get the ball. Chris Crawford put his head down, his shoulder down. The guy flopped, but they called it.
And it's not that it was a foul, but it looked like it was a foul. It had all the makings of an offensive foul, even though there wasn't a lot of contact. Tough call there, and nothing on any calls have gone Victory's way today.
Here is Dobson with the ball, takes it outside, throws it back to the right wing. Oh, almost inside the paint here, a shot, no good, but he got fouled. Fouled at the very end of the play. I'm not sure who got him with the body. I think that might have been Keith Calhoun. I'm not sure who they called this one on.
Called that on Freeman. And he's not in foul trouble, but that's going to give 2 shots away here.
All right, so here we go. 48-48, 51 seconds left to play. First free throw up, no good. Rebound. There's going to be 2 shots.
Everybody thought it was a 1-1 there, but that's 2. But you get a break there with it being 1 shot, and they're going to actually check something with the scores table right now.
And that 1 free throw, no good. 48-48, 50 seconds left to play. They are just checking, I think, possession arrow. They're checking all kinds of things. Timeout. It says on the score clock, both teams have 2 timeouts left. 9 team fouls on the Conquerors, 4 team fouls on Anadarko Warriors. 50 seconds left to play. 48-48, 1 more free throw to come for Anadarko. Wow, what a tight game.
What a tight game right here. You got to hope if they make that free throw, you don't want to take too much time waiting to try to get that game winner for victory here. I'd like to see Chris Crawford get a one-on-one and try to go to the basket. But he's got to keep his head up. They're going to try to double team, but you got a lot of people that made shots. R.J. Wakely, Keith Calhoun, Eli Freeman. They've all had a good game today, and you want to try and find the open man, try and get a shot. I'm not sure exactly what they're checking on the scores.
I'm not sure either. Maybe it's not running right. Yeah, they had to wind the clock right here. They had problems inside the girls' game. Clock at start of the fourth quarter wasn't winding down. And now they're winding it down to what? Do you remember how many seconds? I thought there was 50 seconds left.
Yeah, and a clock must not have run. And it looks like they ran it down to 43.
43 seconds left to play. Anadarko gets 1 more free throw. 2 timeouts each. 9 team fouls on the Conquerors, 4 team fouls on Anadarko. Well, you can probably hear the Victory Conquerors fans right here. They are all cheering BCS and stuff like that. I'm sitting there right in front of the student section.
Well, now it looks like the time changed again.
Back to 51. Here we go. Second free throw, good. They're up by 1. Here's Keith Calhoun into R.J. Wakely. Back over to Chris Crawford, who dribbles the ball up to the half-court line here. 48 seconds left to play. Here are the Conquerors now down by 1. Winner goes to state. Eli Freeman with the ball on the left wing. Over to R.J. Wakely. Top of the key. Here's Ryan Wakely with the timeout. Ryan Wakely with the timeout. Brought the ball up past the half-court line. And now we're going to try and find Gabe. What do you think? Set a pick. Set a pick on Chris's guy. Go to the hole.
I think you want to try to get Chris Crawford on the wing with the ball, after a ball reversal. They were reversing the ball there. That way all the defensive players are trying to come across to get there. Let Chris go to the basket, beat into that spot, get you an and one, let him finish at the rim.
Victory Conquerors, 37 seconds left to play, down by 1.
What you don't want to do, I don't think Victory wants to.
You don't want last shot.
I don't think they want to take last shot
right here.
You want to go, you may want to take about 10 seconds off, but you want to give yourself a chance to get an offensive rebound. If you miss, you want a chance to foul here, or you want a chance. I think the Victory, they're probably pretty confident they can make one defensive stop. They've got better athletes. They haven't been getting a lot of calls, so that's concern too. But you want to try to give themselves a chance to have 1 or 2 possessions here if you need it, if you can't get a shot.
Anadarko in with a tall lineup. Also, Dawson's in there. He has not missed a basket, I don't think. Conquerors down by 1, need to get a basket. 37 seconds left to play. They might shoot a quick shot right here. Going to set some kind of a screen for Chris Crawford. Now into Eli Freeman. He's going to get the ball. He's got the ball here at 33, 32. Over to Chris Crawford. He's going to get the ball. Double pick on Chris Crawford. Long 3 by Chris. No good. Inside rebound, R.J. Wakely. He's going to get the ball, and now we're going to foul on the floor.
Call a no timeout call. I thought Coach Wakely might call a timeout. They called a foul on Anadarko. 22 seconds left. Victory's got the ball again. Let's see what they can do on an inbound play.
All right, so that's 5 team fouls, 22 seconds left to play. R.J. Wakely going to throw the ball in. He doesn't want to throw that ball in.
They've got a play set up. Looks like they're going to run something to get Chris a shot.
Here's Chris has got the ball at the top of the three. He's going to try to get a screen. 19, 18, down by 1. Here's Chris Crawford. Over to Eli Freeman. Over to R.J. Wakely. 12, 10, 9, 8. Stolen by Anadarko. No, kicked around. Anadarko's got the ball. 4 seconds left to play. Chris Crawford was double teamed. He tried to dribble through it, and it got kicked off his foot.
Yep. Victory's going to have to foul here. Or try to get something. Anadarko
needs a quick foul. 4 seconds left to play. Anadarko with a sideline throw in front of their bench. So really, they can throw the ball anywhere. They can throw the ball all the way down here. No, they can throw the ball over here anywhere.
They can throw it into the backcourt. They're going to try and take as much time off the clock on this inbound. They still have 2 timeouts, too. So in case they can't get the ball in, they can always take a timeout. Victor's got to get a steal, or they've got to get a quick foul. That's all you can do with 4 seconds left at this point.
That's right, folks.
They brought a double team. As soon as Chris started to drive, they brought their point guard in, and he could not get through. That's when you got to step up and you got to make a pass. They had Eli Freeman, but he wasn't quite ready to shoot. And so now they're a little bit behind the 8 ball here. Got to make something happen.
I was kind of hoping Eli would have taken that shot. I know he didn't want to take that shot, but I was kind of hoping he would have. It would have been about 10 seconds left on the clock had he taken that shot. Now the Conquerors on the road, down by 1. The loser plays Monday. The winner goes to state and plays Thursday. All right, here we go. Ball inside now, too.
Into Dobson. Got a quick foul. Only 0.5 seconds ran off the clock. So now he's going to shoot.
Shooting 2 free throws. Dobson is yet to miss at the free throw line. I don't think he's missed a shot the whole second half.
I bet Coach Wakely takes a timeout after this free throw. That way he can set up a play off a make or off a miss. That they've got something. You got 4 seconds here still. You can go the length of the floor or at least to the three-point line. We saw the Anadarko girls game. She went coast to coast in 4.2 seconds. They can set something up and get Chris on a run here to try and get something.
Now, would Dobson, if he makes the first one, would he try to miss the second one? He missed the first one.
He missed the first one. I don't think he'd try to miss the second one either way, but now he's going to try and make it.
Now here's the Conquerors. 3.8 seconds left.
Coach isn't taking a timeout.
Take a timeout.
I don't think he is. I think they're just going to let it play if he misses.
Second free throw up and good. Now here's R.J. Wakely. Timeout Anadarko.
They're going to set up their defense. They want to deny that ball. Now let's see what Coach calls up. Now you're going to get a 3 here, or you're going to get something towards the basket. But I'd look for about a pass at the end. I wouldn't do a half-court pass because that can get stolen. You get something going towards the basket with your momentum. Then you're going to have shooters. You're going to have Freeman. You're going to have Keith Calhoun. If you can get the ball to Chris, and he can take a couple dribbles, he can take a shot, or he can find somebody because you know that a double team is coming.
Hey, you know what this reminds me of? 2001 with Helena Azubuike in the regional finals.
Yep.
Put up a 3 from half court and made it to win the game.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Put up a 3. Now, that might have been 2003. I really don't remember the year. I'm just going to say that, but I do remember.
This is the time in the state playoffs where legends are made, and this is where something
Crawford is going to ORU. Let's see if he can, expect a miracle right here. He is standing about the half-court line on the Victory side of the court. Keith Calhoun,
they're going to run 2 picks.
He is the quarterback for the Victory Conquerors football team. He has got the ball at the baseline. They're going to set a pick for Chris Crawford. He's going to get the ball inside quickly. 3, 2, 1. He takes the ball up. Good! Oh, good! I thought he was going to make it. It looked like it was going to go in. Anadarko wins the game, and the Conquerors play on Monday. Both the girls and boys play on Monday, and Anadarko shows a lot of mettle here, Gabe. Boys and girls, both teams going straight to state from here. And I tell you what, you got to take your hands off them, but the Conqueror boys played well, too.
Both girls and boys games, Victory had the lead going into the fourth quarter. Just couldn't hang on. Anadarko just made more plays down the stretch. tough loss there. Chris had a good look at it, thought it was going in. And
It looked like it was going in.
From our vantage point, it was right there. And now Victory's got a little more work to do.
All right, well, folks, we are going to sign off. Special thanks to our technical technician in Tulsa for helping us out. And we appreciate everybody listening to us on the VCS live streaming network. We're going to be broadcasting on Monday. We're coming here to Edmond, Oklahoma, and both the girls and boys are playing at 6:30 and at 8 o'clock. Both teams are going to play. Newcastle playing
Newcastle for the girls, and I think it could be Mount St. Mary's for the boys or another team. So both teams still have a great shot to advance on Monday. So be sure you're coming out to the game or you're tuning in to the radio broadcast on a work night, and be sure to tune in for that as we help both teams get to state.
All right, folks, we sure appreciate you listening to us on the Victory Live Streaming Network. Sandra Quan says, good game, good broadcasting. We sure appreciate that. Well, folks, we're going to sign off. You're listening to the Victory Live Streaming at gmail.com network.